Hello everyone, welcome to our studio today. So glad you joined us. Today we're going to go back and do some work on a special project that we done. And let me just pick this up and I hope you can see it. This is a little sketch we did of and I don't really know what kind of bird it is. I just sort of made it up in my mind. Anyhow, we're going to add this to a painting that we've already done. And what I've done so far, of course I made a sketch of it, then I transferred it here. I don't think you can really see it real good yet, but I've got a black outline here that sort of represents the same thing we got here. Now I'm going to take I'll put that right there sort of just as reference, okay? Now, this is a painting that we done some time back, especially for Ruthie. She wanted a big dragon, so we painted her one. Now, at that time, I thought about adding this to it at that time, but for some reason we didn't get to. But anyhow, we're coming back now and we're going to add that to it, hopefully. Let's get started. We'll take a little color. Now, the colors of this bird is whatever color we want it to be, right? Now I'm gonna make this neck probably, I was gonna think about a little dirty gray, but I may make it a little bluish white and a little grayer here maybe, and then yellow on the little feet and the beak. I was gonna make it orange, but I think I might make it a red. Anyhow, let's get started and we'll just, hopefully the colors will blend in as we go. Now we got a little color here. We're going to take a little white, pull it over there. Now I'm going to take just a touch of blue. Maybe just a touch of Payne's Gray. I'm going to grab a little more color just in case. I'm going to make that a little darker, a little more Payne's Gray. Now I think that's about the color I want. Now I've got some smaller brushes here and we're going to use some of those. I'm going to rinse it out in my thinner. Take a little of that color. All right, let's go. Now this is a real small little bird, so now that almost looks white. And we'll probably highlight it. A little more color. It don't take a whole lot of color for when you're sort of dry brushing it. Now I have left the black line so you can still see it. And we may later on take that out. Okay, now I'm going to make the bottom part of his chest a little different color. Okay, I want to grab a little bit of the Payne's gray, touch of the green, touch of the white. A little more green, a little more Payne's gray, a little more Payne's gray. Now, need a little more of that. And probably a little more. I'm going to grab a little more green too. And a little darker. Ooh, that's too dark, isn't it? Let's see what that look like here. Now this is this little arm sticking out on the other side. So we'll put a darker shadow here, but we'll do that in a minute. Now I'm going to grab a little more of the Payne's gray, a little of the brown. And shadow right there. A little more of that. We're going to have a lot more than that. Okay, I'm going to sit down a little bit. Want a little lighter color there. Okay. I like that color. A little darker. All right, wow. I'm going to rinse that out. I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush. About like that. Rinse him out a little bit. Now, let me wipe my knife off. I'm going to take a little yellow. Let's put it right here. Now I'm going to tone that down a little bit, and what I'll tone it with is a little red. They got a little too much in it. And a little burnt umber. That's a good dark color, but that's a little dark to start with. So I'm going to lighten it just a little bit. Then we'll start with that color, or something similar to that. Let's start with the little beak. Okay. I tell you, he's got a problem if he's going to fight with that big monster there. Now I'm leaving some of the black line. I may want to go back and cover a little bit of it up. I covered most of it over here, so I left a little bit of it. Now I may want to take a smaller brush and come in there with the highlights on there. Let's go down to the little feet. I might have to get a smaller brush for that. Let's try a little bit more. One advantage of painting over a dry painting, you can lay your hand anywhere on it and use it for support. We're getting there. Now I'm going to make that other side a little darker. I will come back and highlight those, of course. I'm going to go back to the light color. Now you could use a smaller brush for this if you wanted to. And I probably will to put the highlights in. But so far, bigger brush is working out. Not bad. Need a little darker there. Now we got a little yellow in there. Let me take a little brown. And I grabbed a little of that darker blue. I believe this will do it. Let me try it and see. This is a shadow color. And I mixed a little the blue out of that with it. And a little bit of the burnt umber. I'm taking a little bit of that black line out. I think there I may have to I need a little lighter there. Sometimes I'm going to lay that brush down, see if I can find one about the same size. That's a smaller one. I'm going to take a little bit of it out here. And that gives me a little highlight also. Grab a little white, mix it with my light color. I'm just making little highlights here. Grab a little more of that. Now these feathers come down over that, but I'm going to make a little highlight there first. I need to make that a little wider, I think. Yeah, let's put some highlights there and see how that helps it. I'm going to have to do that with a better brush. I think what I'll do, I may take these two out. See if I can do that. Okay, I'm going to make that part of the leg. And wipe that out a little bit. Maybe I'll use the one I had here. It's smaller. Okay, back to the leg problem. Okay, I like that better. I think I'll take that out. A little bit of it. Close enough. Now I need some shadow under And I just took a little Payne's Gray. Actually, it was burnt umber, I'm sorry. And close enough. Wow, you know what? Almost. I think we got a couple of minutes. And what I was going to do is show you some highlights. So let me do that right now, real quickly. We'll do all of these later, but I just want to show you a few. Couple down here. You see that gives it a little more definition. But we'll come back and do this later. I just wanted to show you a few before we leave. Wow, we're out of time. We're out of time. Hey, I've enjoyed you being with us today and hope you're painting with us. But if you're not, I hope you enjoyed the show. Anyhow, goodbye and God bless. We'll see you next week.